Our next fundamental hold down is going to be what I call side mount. The reason I call this side mount is because my opponent is on his side. Another way to think of it is I'm going to be mounted on Brian's side. So as he rolls over onto this side, I'm going to place this foot right in front of his stomach, and I'm going to drop this knee right behind Brian's shoulder blades. I'm going to sit down onto my own heel in the back, but I'm going to keep a little bit of weight down on Brian's midsection. Now I'm going to consciously squeeze Brian's body between this leg and the leg and back. I'm staying stable on a nice base, and I do have my hands out here if I need them for stability. So you do want to have your weight just a little bit forward in this position, but be sure you're placing weight down on your opponent. He's only got one conceivable weapon here, which makes this a very, very highly offensive mount. He's going to have a hard time hitting me with that hand. The legs are clear out of the game. He may be able to get a back fist in here from this hand, but if he does, he's given me this arm, which just progresses right into your Ude Garami series, progresses right into a Kimura lock, nasty wrist locks. Coming in this way, you can put some real stress on the shoulder, and then we'll see that there's a straight arm bar that comes out of this that's practically undefendable. This mount is often going to happen when your opponent tries to roll out from under full mount. Now, as we examine more in depth the transitions from one mount to another, we'll work on that more. Right now, what I want you to see are the fundamentals of side mount. I'm sitting on my opponent's side. He's on his side, facing away from me. I have this heel tucked real tight into his stomach. My weight is slightly forward and down on his body. The other leg is firmly behind Brian's shoulder blades up toward his neck. Then I'm just going to balance out and make sure that I have these outriggers out here if he decides to struggle. And then as soon as I see this arm, this fight is basically over. He'll be cuffable in a real quick second. Same mount, side mount, but so you see the dynamics of what's going on the other side. We're going to turn the whole picture around. If I have an opponent's arm and he's on his side, it's very easy to simply step over his stomach, put pressure against his stomach with my heel. I'm going to drop this knee right behind his shoulder blades. I'm going to sit back on my heel but lean forward so that I have pressure between this leg and my foot. And then I'm going to use my arms as outriggers if he's fighting with me. As soon as I see this arm, it goes to the straight arm bar or any number of other possible joint locks. Just so you see the dynamics, this knee is pressed into Brian's shoulder blades. This foot is tucked into Brian's tummy, and I'm in a position to punch if I can justify deadly force. And I've got tons of joint locks on this poor arm that's sticking up here. So again, your foot's pushed into his stomach, you're putting your weight back on your heel, but you're balancing forward, keeping your hands out here for outriggers so you can maintain your balance. That's another view. And so you get a 3D image of this side mount because it has some complexities that I want to be sure you see on a tape series from every angle. My opponent is rolled on his side, facing away from me. The foot that's toward his feet, in other words, the caudal-oriented foot, is going to come right up into his stomach. I'm going to drop this knee right behind his shoulder blades and sit back a little on my heel. But I'm going to lean forward and put weight down on my opponent. Then I'm going to use my arms as outriggers if he's really feisty and rolling around. So I keep squeezed between my heel and my knee. I control his hips a little bit with this foot, but most of the control is over the solar plexus. As soon as I see this arm, the arm bar's in, the joint locks are in, the shoulder crank is in, plain old wrist locks, there's plenty of compliance from this position. And as we'll see in the deadly force section, there's also some very, very scary chokes from this position as well.